high school sports on the NCWLIFE channel. Today's broadcast of high school sports on the NCWLIFE channel is presented by Alignment Pros, Automoca, Color FX, Global Car Care, One Way Construction, and the Windmill Restaurant. NCWLIFE channel's coverage is also brought to you by Charter College and the Walkabout Grill. Now let's go live for all the action for tonight's coverage of high school sports on your home for local sports, the NCWLIFE channel.
And a good evening to you from Wildcat Stadium at Eastmont High School, along with Matt Wisen. I'm Eric Grandstrom here on the NCWLIFE channel as we bring you Big Nine girls soccer. Tonight it is the Eastmont Wildcats taking on the Eisenhower Cadets. Eastmont winning their first game just a couple of nights ago. Matt, what do you expect out of Eastmont here this evening?
You know, I don't think they're going to be rebuilding as like last year they kind of were a little bit. This year they're excited. They've got a lot of young leadership, a lot of girls looking to fill some of the voids that were left by some of the senior players last year. I'm excited to see what's going to happen.
Well, talk about domination. I went back 5 years in the record books, and Eastmont has not lost to Eisenhower in 5 years. In fact, it's not even been close. You got to go back 5 years ago to find the closest match, and that was a 3-2 contest. But it's like 35-5 that Eastmont has dominated this, outscoring Eisenhower. The Cadets program down, continuing to be down, and then if you're Eastmont, do you forget about the past and just worry about now?
Yeah, you kind of have to. I'm sure they don't want to, because they've got a lot of confidence against this team. Ike hasn't always been the team you want for homecoming.
Right.
I'm flustered why they are now, but if I'm Eastmont, I'll take it. And like I said, they're not going to look past them. I think they're anxious to play at home in front of this crowd that's anxious to watch them play and get it on.
Yeah, they hope to have a home game earlier this season. It was smoked out against Kashmir. And speaking of the field, Matt, now we've seen this in various stages as far as soccer is concerned. It's actually in really good shape right now.
Yeah, it looks great. I'd love to be playing on it right now myself. It's pretty smooth. They got a great clip on it, and it's healthy so far.
We're going to talk to Katie Riedel, the head coach of Eastmont, coming up, and I got to ask her about this little dance I saw after the win on Tuesday night. So we'll do that as we continue here from Eastmont's Wildcat Stadium. It's the Wildcats and the Ike Cadets coming your way next on the NCWLIFE channel.
What's your Automoca emergency?
It's a Frappuccino mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely the espresso shakes. My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Thanks for watching sports on the NCWLIFE channel. Brought to you by One Way Construction, premier custom home builders and construction company for North Central Washington, including general contracting, framing, concrete, and consulting services. OneWayConstructionNW.com. The Fireplace Guys, Central Washington's most trusted names in fireplace and barbecue sales, installation, and service, located at 1205 Walnut Street, Wenatchee. TheFireplaceGuy.net. And Beneficial In-Home Care, your compassionate in-home care provider. All the benefits of assisted living while remaining within the comfort of your own home. Our pregame show continues here on the NCWLIFE channel here at Wildcat Stadium, along with Matt Wisen. I'm Eric Grandstrom, joined by Aaron Riedel. Sorry, Aaron, I totally messed it up right from the get-go. Here you got this non-soccer guy doing soccer tonight. First of all, the season so far, we're early in. I know you had one scrub from smoke. How are the girls doing?
We're doing really well, actually. We just went down to West Valley and beat them 1-0 at their house. So, yeah, off to a good start, 1-0 in league.
Okay, now you open that up, so I got to follow. I saw this little dance on Facebook. What was that?
You saw that? Social media. This is why I tell my kids to stay off of social media. Yeah.
It was a nice dance.
I got a ration at work for that one. Oh my goodness. It's all my boss could talk about.
So I understand you're in a little bit of a remodel at your house.
No,
and I was kind of equating that to this team in the past few years. Off and on, not all the time, but you've been a little stressed trying to figure out where to place players, how to put them on the field to most fit your strengths and stuff like that.
Right.
This year, you've got quite a bit of girls coming up that have some experience, have some leadership, and you don't look nearly as stressed as you have in the past. So, you want to elaborate on some of that?
Yeah, as far as the leadership goes, I'm super excited about this group. The way that we do our captain selections is I actually have them apply for it like it's a job, and they have to write a paper and they have to present it to the team and kind of sell themselves as to why they would be a good leader. And I had 7 girls come out for that, which
Wow.
is huge. And so just the idea that, I mean, I can only carry 3, but just to have that many girls want to step up it was awesome. It was totally awesome. And I have this really cool problem of having these girls that can play anywhere. So my biggest problem is just trying to figure out where to put them because they can handle anything. It's a good problem to have.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's talk about what you expect from Eisenhower. I was going back in the books, and before you came here to be the coach at Eastmont, I mean, I went back 5 years and it's undefeated against them. I don't know if you want to talk about that or not, but I mean, domination against this program.
In the past, yeah, I think that Ike has had some struggles in the past, but they're definitely turning it around. They have a new coach this year, and they lost 3-0 to Davis. When was that? Tuesday. But from what I heard and kind of what I've read, the score didn't reflect the game. It was more of a 1-0 game, so with a couple whoopsies here and there. So yeah, no, we need to battle. It doesn't matter who we're playing in this league. We don't have any teams anymore in this league that anybody just walks all over. So it'll be a good game.
Well, keep everybody healthy, have some fun, and we'll talk to you afterwards.
Alrighty, thank you.
Aaron Raydahl got it right this time.
Yay!
And we brought the sun just for you, just right now. So we'll come back with the pregame show. We'll get you the lineups, and we'll get you kickoff here from Wildcat Stadium coming up next on the NCWLIFE channel.
Können Sie mir das Problem sagen?
Meinen Zylinder überschwimmt. Flute, ich habe mein Fugen verloren.
Keine Sorge.
Global Car Care. We speak your car's language.
Fragen schließen. Hey, you.
Well, I got a leaky transmission, my head gasket's shot, and I could use some new brake pads.
Dog don't hunt.
Global Car Care. We speak your car or truck's language.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
And welcome back to Wildcat Stadium as the sun sinks off to our west, giving us a glorious view of the Eastmont bench towards Badger Mountain from our position high atop Wildcat Stadium, along with Matt Wise and Eric Granstrom with you here on the NCWLIFE channel. Well, the Eastmont Wildcats come into the matchup here tonight with a record of 1-2 overall. They're 1-0 in Big 9 play, having picked up that 1-0 victory on the road Tuesday night at West Valley. Meanwhile, the team across the river, Matt, you've got an early report on their game that they had on the road today at Davis.
Yeah, they were successful at Davis, which was a tough competitor. So 3-0. And I just had it here. We go. Goals from Maddie Smith, Jaden Griggs, and Amanda Schneider.
Exactly who scored the other night. The game we had here on the NCWLIFE channel. So Wenatchee now 2-0 in the Big 9, 4-1 on the season overall. They're going to be a definite tough competitor as far as looking at the stack in the Big 9. Eisenhower, meanwhile, well, it's been a challenge for the Cadets as they're 1-3 so far on the season. They started with a loss to Skyline, fell to Highland before picking up a non-league win against East Valley of Yakima 2-1, and then lost on Tuesday night to Davis by a score of 3-0. Let's take a look at our lineups here on the NCWLIFE channel as we get ready for the broadcast and our soccer match here tonight. First for the visitors, the Ike Cadets, as announced by their head coach Noe Gutierrez. Getting the start in goal tonight will be wearing number 1, Alyssa Padilla. She is just a freshman. You were watching her in pregame warm-ups and kind of looked like a freshman out there, didn't she?
Yeah, she looked like she's got got some work to do. But I've been known to be wrong. She could be sandbagging. I can just be watching things different.
That's true.
That's the beautiful thing about this game is it makes the announcers look really stupid in a hurry.
Well, I need no help there, that's for sure. Also getting the start for Coach Gutierrez and the Ike Cadets tonight wearing number 2. A defender is Sierra Stout. She's a freshman. Madison Pitharoulis is wearing number 3. She's a senior. Caitlin Leach wears number 5. She is a junior and a midfielder. Penelope Juarez is a freshman. There you go. A lot of youngsters playing in the lineup here for Coach Gutierrez here this evening. Penelope Juarez, a freshman, wears number 6. Number 7 is Natalie Rodriguez, a junior. Brianna Rivera is wearing number 9. She's a junior. Sophomore getting the start tonight for Coach Gutierrez is Abby Womack. She wears number 11. Ivete Peral is wearing number 13. She's a senior. And Valerie Lopez is a defender. She's wearing number 15 and is a junior. Also getting the start coming up from the junior varsity is junior midfielder Gabriela Rios. She wears number 10. Meanwhile, for the Eastmont Wildcats, as we mentioned, coming in with the record at 1-2 so far, had one of their games smoked out here in the early season. Playing in goal tonight here for Coach Radal, I got to get that right, is the sophomore Cora Fry. What do you know about Cora? Being a sophomore, you talked about the youth movement happening here at Eastmont.
She is a fantastic goalkeeper. She's very, very technical, very aggressive. She plays for a development academy team over in Seattle for her club team. It's just fantastic. Can't say enough about her.
Wow. All right, getting the start as well here for Coach Radal is Alyssa Conorick. She wears number 2, a midfielder, a senior. Also Cheyenne Chang, a fellow senior. She wears number 3. Jaden Brown is number 4. She's a sophomore in the midfield. Riley Fisher also getting the start tonight, a sophomore, wears number 6. Number 7 is Lexi Heimbigner, a junior in the midfield. Carissa Miller is number 9. She's a senior. And Tessa Sparks also getting the start here for Coach Radal tonight. She wears number 17. She is a defender and a junior. Megan Chandler is a sophomore. She wears number 19. And also starting tonight, Kiana Carson wears number 21. She's a junior, and she's alongside another fellow junior in the midfield, Maria Mendoza, wearing number 23. We got a couple that are up from the junior varsity squad that we'll watch for tonight. Jasmine Abumano and Annalise Bauman. So they're Annalise Bauman. There you go. They're getting the lineups here announced at Eastmont's Wildcat Stadium. A reminder that our broadcast is brought to you in part by the Alignment Pros and Express Lube, Automoca, Color Effects, Global Car Care, One Way Construction, and the Windmill Restaurant. Also by Charter College and Walkabout Grill. Our kickoff is just moments away. We'll take a break and come back here from Wildcat Stadium as the Eastmont Wildcats take on the Eisenhower Cadets. We'll have more right after this.
Where will you be a year from now? You could be working as a medical assistant. The Charter College Medical Assistant Certificate Program gets you work ready in 10 months. Add 5 more months to earn an associate degree. We prepare you with hands-on training and support you after graduation with job search help and interview skills. Institutionally accredited by the Accrediting Bureau of Health Education Schools, Charter has been training healthcare professionals for more than 30 years. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
Walkabout Grill, open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner in downtown Wenatchee and now downtown Leavenworth, where eating out is eating healthy.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
Thanks for watching sports on the NCWLIFE channel. Brought to you by One Way Construction, premier custom home builders and construction company for North Central Washington, including general contracting, framing, concrete, and consulting services. OneWayConstructionNW.com. The Fireplace Guys, Central Washington's most trusted names in fireplace and barbecue sales, installation, and service. Located at 1205 Walnut Street, Wenatchee. TheFireplaceGuy.net. And Beneficial In-Home Care, your compassionate in-home care provider. All the benefits of assisted living while remaining within the comfort of your own home.
Walkabout Grill, open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner in downtown Wenatchee and now downtown Leavenworth, where eating out is eating healthy.
You don't want to see this happen. It's the oil light on your car. Oil is the lube of life for your car's engine. At Alignment Pros and Express Lube, they pour the best oil your car deserves. Expect fast, friendly, superior service in a clean environment. They'll change your oil and perform a 21-point inspection while you enjoy the comfort of their amazing waiting room. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
If you want to work in healthcare, choose the program that teaches the skills employers want. The Charter College Medical Assistant Program combines hands-on learning in the lab with convenient online learning, plus real-life experience with an externship. Classes start every 5 weeks, so you don't have to wait to launch your new career. Enroll with confidence, knowing Charter is institutionally accredited by the Accrediting Bureau of Health Education Schools, and be ready to work in less than a year. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
Können Sie mir das Problem sagen?
Meinen Zylinder überschwingt. Flute, ich habe mein Fugenvelo.
Keine Sorge.
Global Car Care. We speak your car's language.
Fragen Schlussen. Hey, you.
Well, I got a leaky transmission, my head gasket's shot, and I could use some new brake pads.
That dog don't hunt.
Global Car Care. We speak your car or truck's language.
The national anthem is in the books, and it is a gorgeous night here in East Wenatchee. You got to love the fall, although it's not fall yet. We're actually still officially in the summer months. 71 degrees, clear skies, hardly a breath of wind here, moving the stars and stripes off to our north as we're ready for Big Nine Soccer tonight here on the NCWLIFE channel. Thanks for joining us. I'm Eric Grandstrom along with Matt Wisen and our crew of thousands here at Eastmont's Wildcat Field tonight. Our officials for tonight's contest, the center referee is Jaime Abarca, the assistant referee Nelson Elias, and the other is Ruben Sauceda, as we are ready for soccer here tonight on the NCWLIFE channel. Thank you for choosing to spend your evening with us, whether it's on Localtel Channel 12, Charter Channel 19, or on our website stream at ncwlife.com. And we welcome in anybody from the Eisenhower area that might be watching as well on the stream tonight. Eastmont in the reds, trimmed in white. Eisenhower with the road uniforms, the white tops, trimmed in blue and red, the blue shorts, and the white socks. Eastmont will have the kickoff here, as it will be Carissa Miller doing the duty out there. She's joined along with Kiana Carson in the center circle here at midfield at Eastmont's Wildcat Stadium. Again, man, I got a comment about how well the field is, comparatively speaking, to last year at this time.
Yeah, it was rough. Right now, it looks really nice.
Kick up the far sideline after the kickoff. By the way, our kickoff here on the NCWLIFE channel brought to you by Swoboda Photography, creating a custom boutique experience on location or at their studio in Leavenworth. Call 888-6654. That's 888-6654. Throw in by Eisenhower here on the near sideline is picked away by Chandler for Eastmont, as she'll work it up the near side, and then a center kick across, but a little bit too high for Eastmont. Here's a challenge, but the ball booted away by Eisenhower, and then stolen right back for Eastmont by Brianna Rivera. She'll center it, and right there in front, but nobody. Good job by Eisenhower to come up with a defense yards. Now a whistle is blown, and that's going to be a push on Eastmont, so a free kick for Eisenhower, but good early attack.
Great looking cross there by Brianna. This is right where you want to put it. Great pace and perfect height. Really difficult to deal with.
Ike did a good job of getting a foot in there to deflect that ball that was centered, and now a kick from their own end of the field. Right-footed boot comes up near midfield, and nothing but red jerseys around. So Eastmont will pick it off there as Madison Pitharoulis had it, and then it's rejected back the other way. Back to the defensive side for Eastmont as that is Tess Sparks back there. Lexi Heimbigner will pick it up on the far sideline. Let's see if she can get it crossed. And a nice crossing attempt. Carissa Miller was there, but just a little bit wide on the tap with her right foot. And it will be a goal kick here for Eisenhower.
Yeah, good pace set so far by Eastmont. Pushing that ball down the field and getting balls in the box.
Talk about that, Matt, as far as these early parts of the contest. I mean, you can't go from one season to the next, so you really got to look at the players you have. And this first few minutes is really kind of a feeling out between the two teams, isn't it?
Yeah, not so much, though, by Eastmont so far. They're just taking right at them and
being pretty aggressive here.
Being pretty aggressive. Eisenhower, by their lineup, they're not really in a very attacking formation. They're kind of leaving one high, and they're only going with one solo target player when they're in possession. So I think they're really respecting Eastmont's abilities. As we've seen now, one off the post and 3 attacks so far, resulting in 3 shots.
Yeah, 3 shots on goal so far by Eastmont, and nothing to show for it, but not for lack of effort, that's for sure. As that time around, it was Carissa Miller with the tap right in front, and she just could not get it to connect. A nice job by Chandler out there as well, getting that ball in position for a possible score. The goal kick comes near side. Little push from behind by Eastmont. The official did not think that was necessary for a whistle. It will go out to Eastmont, however, as he says it was off the noggin of Gabriela Rios. So it'll be a throw in here for Eastmont as Riley Fisher will do the duties here near sideline. Lob pass in as Cheyenne Chang tapped it and then kicks it back to Chandler. Nice lead pass by Chandler here, but Eisenhower does a good job getting back, and that's what you want your defender to do, is get back there and clear that ball out.
Yeah, I think Eisenhower had a pretty porous back line last year. A few times Eastmont found their way through some of those lanes quite a few times. They're maybe looking for some of those balls now.
Throw in near sideline again, comes in and deflected away by Brianna Rivera for the Cadets as it comes out of bounds here near side. It'll be a throw in for Eisenhower. As coming along the sideline here will be Sierra Stout. The freshman will toss it in here. As Erin Radall, head coach for Eastmont, looks on intently with arms folded across her chest. Now lead pass a little bit too far and ahead, and Eastmont picks it off cleanly as Jaden Brown will bring it up the near sideline. A little bit of a push there from behind by Penelope Juarez. Juarez still maintains possession. She gets it away and then crosses midfield. Juarez the beneficiary of her own work there, and Eastmont coming over and knocking the ball on a bounce, Cheyenne Chang. So it's a throw in here near side for Eisenhower as Stouts will throw it in. And the ball off of the head of Chandler will go out of bounds, and it will be Eisenhower ball again. And again, Stouts will do the throw-in duties. Matt, what do you look for when you're a coach and you're looking for, you know, it looks like typically speaking it's usually about the same person that throws in every time, I guess depending on where you are in the field, but you're looking for height, or you're looking for someone who just has the strength to toss that ball as far as you need it to be thrown in?
Yeah, I really don't care too much. I just want them to find the open person and get it to their feet, and so it doesn't result in a throw in.
And we've talked about that as well. Quickness. You like to keep that pace going
going and get that ball back in quickly?
Sometimes. Yeah, it depends on how the game is. If we're running late and we're running out of time, yeah, definitely get it back in quick. If we want to let some time bleed off the clock, then for all means, try and tie your shoes or trip over the ball or whatever it takes to bleed a few more seconds.
Yeah. Oops, it went over on the track, and so
I'd rather deal with the ball with it in play at our feet and not have to go do a throw-in, because when that ball is in the air, it's a 50-50 ball. And so it is a point where you could turn the ball over. And so that's usually what I'm most concerned with. But if I've got a creative team and some opportunistic players, and we can take advantage of a long throw-in or a quick throw-in, and by all means, let's do it.
Natalie Rodriguez fell over the top of the ball there. No push from behind, so the official keeps that whistle in his mouth without wind coming through the P. And so now a lead pass ahead. Let's see who can race for it first. And a little bit of pushing and shoving going on as Eastmont's Kiana Carson was after it. Can't get to it, though, as it comes back near midfield. Now Eastmont picks it up. Boy, there's some rough play going on out there right now. And whistle finally sounds as being knocked off of her feet was Cheyenne Chang, and she'll get a free kick here.
Yeah, and kind of see how Ike wants to play so far, tight and maybe a little physical, not allowing Eastmont to get into kind of rhythm or find some open space.
Carson with the free kick about 41 yards out, and it deflects off of a body, and then up the far side going Penelope Juarez, who's had a very busy first half here so far, as we are at the 7:01 mark of this first half. And here's the first shot on goal, sort of, taken by Eisenhower, and that was Brianna Rivera. And she comes up a little limping after the right-footed boot from about 35 yards out, and it goes well wide.
Yeah, Penelope's got good pace with that ball. She really puts that ball into the defensive zone really quick. Unfortunately for her, there's not a whole lot of players that she's linking with in there. And
not a lot of white jerseys in the offensive attack, that's for sure. The goal kick comes out towards midfield, goes out of bounds off of Eastmont, so will be a throw-in again here for Eisenhower, as Sierra Stout will do the duties. And looking for bodies to move around, she'll lob it ahead. It goes off the head of Chandler for Eastmont, and then kind of got behind Cheyenne Chang. Now ricocheted out towards midfield. Good job of centering there for Kiana Carson, and now a pass ahead a little bit too strong, and off the foot of Eastmont's Jaden Brown will go out of bounds, and it will be another throw-in for Eisenhower. Scoreless contest so far as we're 8 minutes into this first half. Appreciate you joining us on the NCWLIFE channel, along with Matt Wise and Eric Granstrom with you. We've got Becca Freemuth handling all the controls back in the studio. Jessica Medina up here working the camera upstairs. We've got Marion Granstrom, name might sound familiar to you, downstairs, handling the camera duties on the track. Here's a good opportunity for Eastmont. The left-footed kick is in. Give the goal first of the game to Kiana Carson, and Eastmont takes a 1-0 lead.
Kiana started her run a little bit behind the line. The last few times she's been even with that line, and so in essence starting at the same time the defender starts. If you start a little behind that line, you can hit that line with a head of steam, and usually getting behind the defense is what we saw here. And the youth with the goalkeeper really kind of showed there. She didn't know whether or not to come out, and it was too late by the time I think she decided, and so she had to stay home and gave Kiana every inch of that goal to shoot at.
The goal comes in the 9-minute mark for Kiana Carson as Eastmont jumps up on top 1-0 here against Eisenhower. And we talked about the domination that Eastmont has had over this team over the past 5 years, winning every single match the 2 times per season the teams have met in Big 9 play. Here's a shot from about 35 yards out. Defended well by Eisenhower. Now a chip ahead, and let's see what happens with this one as the goalkeeper will come out. Padilla will field this one. Well, she's got a heck of a foot as she boots it out near midfield. The bird nearly flies into our broadcast location. I don't know if you saw that on the camera or not. The ball go out of bounds on the far side, and it will be a throw-in, and it's quickly done by Eisenhower. On the far side, Madison Pitharulos will dribble it well and rather deftly up the far side. And we had an Eastmont player come in and a little shove, and so a free kick going to come here for the Wild. Wildcats. 10:26 gone here in the first half. Second Big Nine match for both of these clubs. Eastmont coming up with a victory on the road at West Valley earlier this week. Eisenhower falling earlier this week in its first Big Nine tilt, and this one goes out of bounds. So Eisenhower again with a throw in on the far side. Kennedy Leach, who checked into the contest, a freshman over there, will throw the ball in for Eisenhower. Gorgeous night for soccer here tonight at Wildcat Stadium.
Beautiful night. No wind, hardly to speak of.
Yeah, just a little bit of a breeze coming in from the north end of the stadium here. Ball goes out of bounds. Eastmont's throw in, maybe a handball called there, as trying to kick it to herself was Lexi Heimbigner. The ball came up a little bit high. I think it hit her left hand, so it'll be out to Eisenhower on a free kick here along the far sideline. And if you missed it, the Wenatchee Panthers coming away with a victory. They had an early start time at Davis tonight at 5 o'clock. That match already in the books is Wenatchee improves to 2-0 in Big Nine play with a 3-0 win on the road. Here's a shot from way out towards midfield. Not really a shot on goal coming out for the Lady Cats. Cora Fry will collect that one easily and then square it away towards midfield where it connects with the foot of Carissa Miller. It will go right and then come back towards middle field, and now a shot ahead. Here comes Miller in, but the goalkeeper does a better job that time, Matt, of coming out and meeting. That one does Alyssa Padilla.
She read that one there a little bit, but that was still the right idea. Make her keep coming out, and then just hold the ball a little bit longer and try and slice one in behind her.
Another opportunity for Eastmont on the attack here. Jaden Brown with it, and a whistle comes, and they're going to say, was it offsides? Possibly. Again, our center referee is Jaime Abarca with the whistle and the call there. I didn't see a flag on the far side, so it may have been a push. Yeah, a little bit of a shove by Jaden Brown. She'll be replaced in the lineup here. She's gasping as she comes to the near sideline by Yasmin Abumano. So Yasmin comes in. Meanwhile, the ball near midfield, handled by the ladies in red here as Eastmont's Alyssa Konarick will root it towards midfield and intercepted there for a moment. Chang comes up with it, and then it goes out of bounds here near side off of Pitharoulis. And there's a beautiful toss ahead on the attack. Carissa Miller with the left-footed crosser. Oh, just off the mark. But a beautiful throw-in to start that offensive approach.
And that was that opportunistic thing, and we talked about a quick throw and caught Ike watching a little bit and got in behind. And great throw, great cross.
And that was the freshman who just checked in, Abumano, with that throw-in here near sideline. And a nice break by Carissa Miller. Good nonverbal communication between the two to make that play happen and the opportunity. Here's the goal kick out towards middle field. And a little tap ahead is a little bit too light, but the Wildcats maintain the possession here. Winding up with the left foot was Abumano. The ball will go down and look like it hit the corner stake. And they're going to say a throw in here for Eastmont. Again, she comes in to Miller. Miller with the right foot on the approach. 7 shots on goal already in this first half for Eastmont, and we're at the 14-20 mark of this first half.
Yeah, at the professional level, they say if you're getting 10 shots off, you've got a better than, I think, 80% chance of winning the game if they're on frame.
Nice triangular play here for Eastmont. A quick tap of the ball, and now another centering shot. Miller was there off the foot of Lexi Heimbigner up the far sideline, but a better job by Padilla this time to step in front and collect that ball. Padilla with a big right-footed boot out near midfield, and again picked up by Pitharoulis. She's certainly showing that she has the ability to dribble that ball and has some pretty quick feet out there for Eisenhower. Goes out of bounds near side, so another throw-in for Eastmont. Just a reminder that our broadcast is brought to you in part today by the Windmill Restaurant of Wenatchee, priding itself on being a local legend for 80 years. The Windmill Restaurant features slow-roasted prime rib, highest quality hand-cut steaks and fresh seafood, homemade dressings and pies made daily, and are the mainstay of this legendary landmark restaurant. The Windmill has a full bar and excellent selection of beer and wine from which to choose. Call the Windmill today, 665-9529. That's 665-9529. Ball got down in the Eastmont end, but again, the Wildcats goalkeeper was right there, Cora Fry, to clear that out and get it out towards midfield where the ball goes out of bounds on the far sideline. Eastmont on top, 1-0 on the goal in the 9th minute by Kiana Carson. And that's where we stand right now, as we're at the nearly 16-minute mark here of the first half. Well, a big boot towards midfield by Brianna Rivera sails past everybody. Eastmont will collect it back in its end. Chandler with the boot ahead to Miller, a little bit too far for her, as it's picked up by Emma Estrada over there by Eisenhower, and just kind of a back and forth of midfield. Here's a left-footed chip ahead, and here comes Abumano. Abumano will wind up and root it with the left foot, and right in front of Eastmont, right there, but just not able to come up with the shot on goal for the Wildcats. Just goes to the side of the goal, and that was a great chance for Kiana Carson to pick up her second of the game.
Yeah, really good looking cross there. Difficult ball to deal with and to put away, but it was still in the perfect location. Caught the keeper in a weird spot, and she had to hold. Eisenhower's setting a really high line of confrontation, and so what that is basically their back line. When Eastmont's in possession, they're pushed up as far as they can go towards the middle of the field, and they're just inviting Eastmont to go over the top.
Here's Abumano again. She obviously has the strong left foot here. Let's see if she can get another centering pass across. A couple of cadets come over and pester her as Caitlin Leach will root it out of bounds. It'll be a throw in here near sideline for Abumano and the Eastmont Wildcats. Substitution for Eastmont coming out of the contest will be Kiana Carson to get a breather here. And in comes Whitney Lane, senior defender for the Wildcats. Will sprint in. Abumano with the throw in. It's picked away there by the defense. We got a little hand holding going on while the feet are working. And they're going to say that Eastmont crossing the line there on the little push and shove. As that was Carissa Miller down there trying to get a foot up to that ball. Pass up to past midfield will go past everybody and then be kicked off of the legs of Penelope Juarez out of bounds. So it'll be a throw in here for Eastmont. As the Wildcats' Riley Fisher was back there on defense. You're right, Matt. We need a hacksaw to cut out a little portion of the press box here. Matt is over to the far right of our broadcast location, and down in that corner, he cannot see him at all. Good entry in, but Eastmont right there defending it well. You like the spacing there for Eastmont defensively, Matt?
Defensively, I think they're all right. They've got decent balance, and they've got a pressure marker and a cover defender, and Eisenhower's not really trying to spread them out very far. Their width is, they're playing pretty narrow, if you will. So not really making Eastmont have to stretch out too far.
Well, it seems kind of like a solo approach, almost.
Yeah, Eisenhower is getting more numbers forward, but they're just not really. Like I said, they're not wide right now. They're all compact, and if you're in possession of the ball, you need to spread that defense out a little bit.
Nice job of footwork by Cheyenne Chang there to keep the ball away, and now we got a penalty going to come here against Eisenhower as they knock Chang to the surface. Whistle comes from the assistant referee here on the near side. So a free kick for Eastmont. Well, in their portion of the field, we're going to get a substitution, I believe. Yes. Far side, Eisenhower will bring in Emma Estrada and replace Natalie Rodriguez. We got to remember, we're still early in the season here, third or fourth game for these teams. So the ladies are still trying to get their feet under them for the season.
That was a pretty healthy tackle right there.
Yeah.
I've seen some football tackles that have been weaker than that one.
And the free kick for Eastmont by Riley Fisher will bounce up the near sideline and then be stolen away momentarily by Stout. She reaches back with the left foot to try to keep it, and then a little whip leg action by Miller goes off of Stout out of bounds. Miller kind of a little look of chagrin as a little giggle erupts from the near sideline. It's one thing to be said about Coach Ray Dahl and her Eastmont Wildcats. They have fun out there.
Yeah, there's not too many times when she's not laughing with her players. I mean, she's a serious coach, but she definitely has a good bond.
I think I definitely caught her off guard about the whole dance on social media. Ball goes out of bounds here near side and will be a throw in for Eastmont.
Yeah, I bet she's trying to get that off of social media.
Yeah, I have a feeling. Our broadcast, by the way, brought to you by the Alignment Pros and Express Lube. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube, including front and four-wheel alignment, online at alignpros.com or at 182 Eastmont Avenue. Not too far from us where we have our broadcast here tonight. Flag finally comes up, and it will be an Eastmont throw-in near midfield as Chandler will field it momentarily. The ball kind of caroms off of 2 feet and then comes right back to her. Lob pass ahead and then a missed strike by Kennedy Leach over there for Eisenhower. So now the chase at midfield. Eastmont converges, but it's tapped right to Eisenhower and then back to Eastmont. Kind of back and forth here between the 20-yard marks around midfield. I've only got Eisenhower for one shot on goal, and that was kind of a gimme to give him that shot on goal so far in this first half.
Yeah, they've been pretty wide so far, but yeah, you just need more. They need to work forward as a group a little better and get numbers forward and stay in possession. It's kind of been a one-person show. Every attempted attack for Eisenhower so far.
1-0 our score. Eastmont on top here in the 23rd minutes of this one. Our broadcast brought to you by Automoca. What's your Automoca emergency? Visit one of their 6 locations in the valley, including the only Automoca with inside seating on 5th Street across from Wenatchee Valley College. Also by Color FX, offering screen printing, embroidery, digital printing, and logo design for your team, school, business, or church at a fair price. Locally owned for over 20 years. Color FX. Call 509-741-7609. Throw in comes in, and a little stumble there from Miller. Ball hit off of her, and then approaching, I think that was Chandler over there. And it goes past the goal on the right side, and so it will be a goal kick here, I believe, or will it be a corner kick? They're going to say it went off the defender. So a corner kick for Eastmont. I think this is our first corner kick of the game, isn't it?
I think so. We've had some wide crosses, but I don't think we've had any corners yet.
No. So corner kick here for the Wildcats. Let's see if I can get help on the number over there. It is Maria Mendoza. And she'll bring it out towards midfield, where it's picked up there for Eastmont by Cheyenne Chang. And then a bullet pass ahead, and here's Abumado, left foot, just off the mark to the right side. Good idea, and a nice job by Eastmont to come back to get the defense out and then suck it quickly back in.
Yeah, that's. I was waiting to see how that one would break down. Usually, I was wondering why Eastmont wasn't putting more attackers
bodies
in the box there. And,
so an interesting play. I haven't seen one look like that from a corner kick before.
Yeah, I haven't seen one go that deep, that far back.
And it looked like that was kind of the game plan there.
I think so, yeah.
So a little interesting approach there by Coach Ray Dahl as Eastmont tries to pick that ball away, and they do at midfield momentarily as the defense comes and pesters Cheyenne Chang again, who's had seemingly a white jersey stuck to her like fly paper at a picnic so far in this one. And she roots this one out from near midfield, and a whistle comes, and I believe they're going to call a foul on Eisenhower. I didn't see necessarily a bump there, but she just kind of lost her foot after she kicked it, didn't she?
She kind of clipped her foot on the follow through or something like that, yeah.
All right, so here we go with a free kick for Eastmont. Riley Fisher will do the honors. And she is, 56 yards from the goal. Substitution for Eisenhower as Lizette Bueno comes in. Now lob pass ahead, and right there, nice job by Padilla to come out of the goal crease, or else Megan Chandler was right there to try to make this a 2-0 game.
Yeah, good ball played in, and good job by the keeper to come out and get a hold of that.
Little header at midfield again by Chang. Boy, she has been a workhorse here so far for Eastmont. Another beautiful pass ahead. Here's Miller with the left foot. Defender to her right. She will try to center it across. She does! Almost there. Following the play, Eastmont had a chance again, but just a little bit off the mark. Nice job to get that ball in front of Whitney Lane there with a gorgeous shot, even after Miller directed that pass. Not to be, though, for Eastmont. 8 shots on goal now for the Wildcats unofficially. We're in the 26-minute mark here of the first half. Eastmont on top 1-0. As the ball will go off of a head out of bounds here near side, so a throw in for Eisenhower. Noah Gutierrez has been the coach at Ike for a few years now, hasn't he? I know the few games I did last year, I remember seeing his name there. So at least 2-3 years anyway for Gutierrez as the head coach for Eisenhower. Throw in near side, again taken care of by Sierra Stout. Ball defended nicely there by Eastmont. Will again go out of bounds, so Stout will have the throw in here near sideline. But first, we're going to get a substitution as Eastmont will bring in some fresh legs. As Alyssa Konarick got a breather, she'll come in and replace Lexi Heimbigner. As they'll make that switch. Konarick a senior, Heimbigner a junior, getting a chance to get a breather and talk to Coach Radall on the near sideline. And the throw in picked off there by Chang, but then right back to Eisenhower. But again, their entry pass in, no white jerseys there. So Eastmont just easily just sits back in center field and picks those off. A lead pass ahead again with the approach. Here comes Eastmont and the right foot. Oh, push from behind. We're going to get a penalty here. No whistle coming. My goodness. I thought possibly Whitney Lane was pushed from behind right there, 10 yards away, but no call.
Yeah, that's a tough call to make right there. I guess to me it wasn't an obvious foul.
Yeah.
So as a referee, I don't.
Yeah, I didn't see any arms extended. They were both pretty close to each other. So a goal kick now for the Cadets. Comes out near midfield. Chang picks it up, and then a right-footed boot for Eastmont. And then they'll get it again, not too far out from the goal crease, but defended this time around nicely for Eisenhower by Madison Bitharulos over there. Inbounds comes in on the pass by Eastmont, and Mendoza will pick it up. She'll boot it ahead. Chandler approaches, couldn't quite find her feet though, and now it's picked off by Eisenhower as Alicia Montano. What did we say? Montano. Is that what we said? Number 16 for them? Montano. There we go. Gets it going the other way. Throw in far sideline here in the 29th minute of this 1-0 contest. Eastmont on ahead here on the goal back in the 9th minute by Kiana Carson. Far sideline it goes, and a collision there. And Montano deftly works it up the far sideline, but a nice job by the defense stepping in front as Whitney Lane uses her body to block the ball and collects it back for Eastmont. Chang will give it back to Tess Sparks. Sparks kicked it out of bounds inadvertently, so it'll be a throw-in on the far side by Eisenhower. Right-footed boot across, and a nice job stepping in front by Eastmont as the defense has done a stellar job here so far. In the back line for the Wildcats. Pass up ahead is off the foot of Riley Fisher out of bounds, so it'll be a throw-in here for Eisenhower. And again, it is Sierra Stout doing the duty here in the 30th minute to this first half. On the NCWLIFE channel, our broadcast brought to you by Global Car Care, quality auto repair facility with highly trained technicians celebrating 25 years in the car care business. They speak your car's language at 1840 North Wenatchee Avenue. Miller ahead for Eastmont, has a little bump there, but she'll continue, and the shot on goal just off of the hands. And you saw that in the pregame match a little bit, where the goalkeeper for Eisenhower, Alyssa Padilla, the freshman, had the ball hit her in the hands, but you'd like him to collect that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'd much rather see her collect that ball. It's kind of a 2-for-1 now. You got a corner kick off a shot instead of a shot that just results in a single shot where the keeper holds on to the ball, and Eisenhower's in possession now.
The corner kick will be taken care of by Konarek, and across, and it goes off the middle of a body in there, rattled around for a moment, and will come out to the 25-yard line. Finally, but Eisenhower, a tough time trying to handle the ball right here. And quite a battle for Penelope Juarez with Chang. Finally spurts out near midfield. Eastmont stepping in front was Maria Mendoza, and her lead pass a little bit too far for Miller, and so Padilla will collect it and boot it back towards midfield. That's a beautiful entry you want on that corner kick. Just got a little bit too far in tight to one of the people you want in the right spot. They're in the right spot, just couldn't quite get the ball away from the midsection.
And as a shooter, sometimes you just want that ball to be 2 more inches in front of you. When they're right underneath your feet, sometimes it's like it's glued to them, and you just can't get a shot.
Yeah, you got static cling suddenly. Near side it comes for Eisenhower. Sierra Stout looking ahead, trying to find some sort of offense here. And Penelope Juarez will just boot it to the far side.
Eisenhower's attack is starting to look a little better. I mean, they're getting a little more numbers forward. They've got some depth to it. They've got some width to it. The supporting players are just kind of running away from the ball, though, and not really
looking for the ball as they're running away.
And they're not really connected to the person with the ball.
Right.
And so they're not really that much of an option. They're having to make these long, lofting passes into them, which are easy to intercept and result in a turnover.
Closing minutes of the first half here. We're in the 33rd minute, and a substitution for Eastmont. Into the contest comes Jaden Brown, and out for a spell will be Whitney Lane, probably her last moments of this first half, as the throw-in comes in. But a nice job again defensively for Eastmont by Cheyenne. Chang just picks that ball away. Now a kick ahead is in front of everybody, so Alyssa Padilla, the goalkeeper for Eisenhower, will just come and field that and put the right foot into it. Not very cleanly held here by Eisenhower at midfield. Chandler tried to feed it up the far sideline for Konarek. It will go out of bounds off of Ike, and so another throw in for the Wildcats, and it looks like we'll have a substitution for Eisenhower. Coming out will be Gabriela Rios, and checking in will be Natalie Rodriguez. Meanwhile, throw in far side here for the Wildcats. Comes in and then right to a cadet, and then they try to kick it out of bounds, and Konarek will let it go that way. Didn't quite understand that approach. You got the ball right in front of you without any Wildcat anywhere near you. Cross attempt again, and another left-footed boot goes out of bounds by Yvette Peral. It's almost like hot potato. I don't want it. I'm just going to kick it out of bounds.
And that just drives me nuts. As a club coach, we need to develop players to build out of the back a little better. Be comfortable with the ball at your feet in your defending zone, and get numbers and retain possession.
Penelope Juarez comes out of the contest here for Eisenhower in the closing minutes of this first half. And Lizette Bueno will be the freshman checking in here, as we're in now the 35th minute of this 1-0 contest. Eastmont on top as they scored in the 9th minute by Kiana Carson. Not too many opportunities since. I've got them for 8 shots on goal in this first half, however. So it's been an aggressive first half of the first half, and then things have kind of quieted down since then.
Eastmont's become a little bit one-dimensional on their attack.
Here's Miller with the approach, and a nice job by Padilla. She got some help from her defenders, but it comes right out to Jaden Brown. Brown puts the right foot to it, goes high over the crossbar, and will be a goal kick for Eisenhower.
Eastmont's, I was just saying, they're becoming a little bit one-dimensional in their attack. They're looking for that quick, long ball over the top. And when we saw in the first 5 minutes, the first 3 shots, I think, came off of crosses where they were feeding the ball into the corners, getting more numbers in, some depth to their attack. And now Eastmont's just putting basically their attackers up on the front line and trying to kick long over the top. And it's causing them a little bit of problems. They're getting disconnected with their midfield, and they're not able to retain possession when they have to build an attack.
Is that your sides on the attack maybe running out of gas a little bit? That they're not keeping that and keeping that ball and trying to maintain possession and dribble it up the far side? As we see the feed to Abumanu here. She'll put the left foot to it. Ricochets off a defender, and then an easy play for Padilla.
I think it's... they just need to kind of settle down a little bit, be a little bit more patient. When they're in the attacking third, when the counter attack is not on, they just need to be more patient and work as a unit. And they'll get some depth, but right now it's just not quite happening. They don't have that supporting characters back there to pass to, unless it's a cross on a shot. But they're all kind of on the same plane as you go across the field. They're on the same line, so like the 5-yard line, lined up, and you won't see another Eastmont attacker until you get back to like the 40. There's just too much space there without any Eastmont numbers.
Conorick with a couple of throw-ins on the far side. Now Chandler will root it ahead, and it goes off of the head of a defender back there. Nice job by Eisenhower defending in front of the goal, and it comes out near midfield. Eastmont will pick it up there. And again, Chang with the fleet feet over there will lead pass ahead, but Padilla, well, she's becoming more confident about coming out of that goal to get those balls.
Yeah, she's definitely matured a little bit here.
In 15 minutes. Yeah. We're in the 37th minute of the first half, so time winding down here. And all Eastmont in this first half, even though they lead it by a score of 1-0. And if you're Eisenhower, you talk about it at halftime, if they can maintain just a 1-goal differential, you got to feel pretty good because it's been heavily in your defensive end all first half.
Yeah, they're doing all right, and they're kind of starting to form some attacks that could be worrisome to Eastmont if they mature a little bit more.
Bump out near midfield. Eisenhower maintaining possession as Emma Estrada had it, lost it. Whistle comes, and Estrada, I think, guilty of a push there as she lost the ball. So it'll be Eastmont with a free kick near midfield. Our broadcast on the NCWLIFE channel brought to you by One Way Construction, premier custom home builders and construction company for North Central Washington, including general contracting, framing, concrete, and consulting services. Online at onewayconstructionnw.com. Couple of Eastmont Wildcats over there in the right corner on this attack. Nice job of crossing over, and the shot off the foot and then off the hands of Padilla. Nice attempt over there by Jaden Brown. Boy, she had it on the right foot, came back to the left foot, and almost got a goal out of it.
Yeah, she whipped that in there pretty strong. It was a difficult ball to hold on to.
So Eastmont with their 9th shot on goal here in this first half. Only one to show for it as Chang is bumped around midfield, but the diminutive one comes away with the ball once again here for Eastmont. Pass here near side, picked away for a moment by the Wildcats. Nice job by Kiana Carson, who has the only goal. Now a feed ahead to Miller. She's in front of everybody. Miller will put the right foot to it. Crossing goal goes up over the top of the net to the crossbar. You put a little more spin on that. Maybe that comes down.
I thought that was going to curl back right in front of the goal, but just didn't have quite enough time.
So the clock is stopped here at the 38-minute mark on the scoreboard. So that means we're in the final moments, and a goal kick here picked up by Eisenhower towards midfield. As the Cadets, Lizette Bueno will feed it ahead. And it's been a busy first half for Penelope Juarez for the Cadets. Now they root the ball deep into Eastmont's end, but the defender's right there again for the Wildcats. As Eastmont, Jaden Brown, who had a great chance at a goal moments ago, will feed it ahead. The approach here, 2-on-1 for Eastmont. Miller tries to chase it here near side. The ball's going to go out of bounds, but who's it off of? And the assistant referee here near side was too far away from the play, so they're going to say it is Eastmont ball. Boy, that was kind of a 50-50 there. Can't have too much time here for this first half. Kiana Carson with the inbounds pass goes off the head of Chandler and then out of bounds. A little bit too hefty with the header there. And a throw-in opportunity for Eisenhower. Darkness just about consuming things here at Wildcat Stadium in a 1-0 contest where Eastmont has had the lead since the 9th minute on the goal by Kiana Carson, and there is the whistle to conclude our first half of play. So a great half for Eastmont, just 1 goal to show for it, and we'll take a break here at halftime with the Wildcats leading the Cadets 1-0. You're watching Big 9 Soccer tonight on the NCWLIFE channel. More from halftime right after this.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Faprita mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate Faprita.
Definitely espresso shakes. My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
Thanks for watching sports on the NCWLIFE channel. It's brought to you in part by the Fireplace Guys, Central Washington's most trusted names in fireplace and barbecue sales, installation, and service. Located Walnut Street in Wenatchee, thefireplaceguy.net. Beneficial In-Home Care, your compassionate in-home care provider. All the benefits of assisted living while remaining within the comfort of your own home. And the Windmill Restaurant, providing traditional steakhouse meals in a homely, old-fashioned dining room. Call 509-665-9529.
Walkabout Grill, open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner in downtown Wenatchee and now downtown Leavenworth, where eating out is eating healthy.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Faprita mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate Faprita.
Definitely espresso shakes. My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Thanks for watching sports on the NCWLIFE channel. Brought to you by One Way Construction, premier custom home builders and construction company for North Central Washington, including general contracting, framing, concrete, and consulting services. OneWayConstructionNW.com. The Fireplace Guys, Central Washington's most trusted names in fireplace and barbecue sales, installation, and service. Located at 1205 Walnut Street, Wenatchee. TheFireplaceGuy.net. And Beneficial In-Home Care, your compassionate in-home care provider. All the benefits of assisted living while remaining within the comfort of your own home. Welcome back once again here to Wildcat Stadium, where Eastmont holds a 1-0 lead over Eisenhower in this Big 9 tilt tonight on the NCWLIFE channel, along with Matt Wisen. I'm Eric Granstrom. And Matt, as we roll back some of the highlights back in the studio from that first half of play, if you're Coach Aaron Riddall, you got to be happy with how your team came out. I mean, they had 3 shots on goal in the first 3 minutes of this contest.
Yeah, they definitely were getting that ball, using the flanks a lot, and getting lots of good quality crosses off and shots, and just wasn't finding the net. But definitely I would be encouraged with the first 3 minutes of that game if I was Aaron.
I think they were 5 shots in before they finally, in the 9th minute, got one in front for Kiana Carson, who was able to find the back of the net and give Eastmont a 1-0 lead at that point in the 9th minute. And you kind of had a feeling, the way things were in the first 10 minutes of this contest, that was going to be one of maybe many in the first half, but they just didn't score any more than that.
Yeah, and it's kind of weird because Eastmont did, for the most part, dominate that first half in possession and looks at goal. Just couldn't really find it. They got a little bit too anxious to go over the top and just try and set up that long ball, that Route 1 play, and I think that's kind of, they became a little one-dimensional on their attack. But, Eisenhower's inviting them to do that.
Right, exactly. And was that a case of Ike changing defense or Eastmont changing their offensive approach by not sticking out wide and trying to bring those back across and just go with the dump balls down the middle?
I think Eastmont saw that was open and they could just keep going back to the bank, and why not? But one thing that the keeper picked up is learning to come off the line, which really, instead of having say 40 yards free at goal, now she's got 20 yards free at goal. So that ball over the top is going to be placed a lot better and more at an angle away from the goal to keep that keeper at home, at bay.
Yeah, they kept Alyssa Padilla, the freshman goalkeeper for Eisenhower, very busy in that first half with 10 shots unofficially on goal for Eastmont. And I only have Eisenhower for 1 shot on goal in that first half of play. Really not a planned attack, I guess you could say, for the Cadets in that first half.
Yeah, they were struggling, and give Eastmont some credit. Their defense is looking pretty stout. Eisenhower's got a couple players that are athletes that are pretty good on the ball. They're scrappy players. Unfortunately, they don't have the supporting cast and much chemistry, if you will, to really give Eastmont a whole lot of trouble back there.
We saw some pretty good pushes by Penelope Juarez in that first half, but she was kind of alone in that. She got a little help from Pitharoulis. They look like the best ball handlers for Eisenhower, but again, with those red jerseys out there for Eastmont, they look like the Red Sea, because once the ball got within 30 yards, it was all Eastmont.
Yeah, it's about numbers, and Eastmont definitely has numbers back for defense, and Eisenhower's just not going to make it happen if they're only going to bring 3 or 4 up. And Eastmont's doing pretty well. I mean, usually on their attacks they're bringing 4 or 5 up, and that's the difference.
We're going to take a break here at halftime and talk about what the coaches might be saying to their clubs. If you're Eisenhower, I got to think that you're feeling pretty good to be down just 1-0 at this point. We'll talk about that with Matt as we continue. And a reminder that our broadcast brought to you by The Windmill, a time-tested restaurant providing traditional steakhouse meals in a homey, old-fashioned dining room. Open 7 days a week, 4:30 to 9 p.m. Call 509-665-9529. Also by Charter College. Charter Types find solutions. Are you a charter type? They work to get you to work. Call 509-415-3576. That's 509-415-3576. And the Walkabout Grill, where eating out is eating healthy in downtown Wenatchee and downtown Leavenworth. We'll come back with more here at halftime, where Eastmont leads Eisenhower 1-0. It's Big 9 Soccer on the NCWLIFE channel. Back with more and the second half right after this.
Guten Samir das Problem sagen.
Meinen Zylinder überschwingt. Flute, ich habe mein Fugen verloren.
Keine Sorge.
Global Car Care. We speak your car's language.
Fragen Schlussen.
Well, I got a leaky transmission, my head gasket's shot, and I could use some new brake pads.
That dog don't hunt.
Global Car Care. We speak your car or truck's language.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
Where will you be a year from now? You could be working as a medical assistant. The Charter College Medical Assistant Certificate Program gets you work ready in 10 months. Add 5 more months to earn an associate degree. We prepare you with hands-on training and support you after graduation with job search help and interview skills. Institutionally accredited by the Accrediting Bureau of Health Education Schools, Charter has been training healthcare professionals for more than 30 years. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
Walkabout Grill, open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner in downtown Wenatchee and now downtown Leavenworth, where eating out is eating healthy.
Back here at Wildcat Stadium, getting ready for second half action between Eastmont and Eisenhower. 1-0 our score at half. If you're the coaches for both clubs, what do you tell your teams at halftime, Matt?
Eastmont definitely tell them the game's not over. Even though they feel like they're in control, this game is maddening that way. I've been in plenty of games where I felt like we had it in the bag and came out scratching my head because we lost. It's just a game like that. On the other side of the field, we're only down 1 goal.
Yeah, yeah. It's one strange bounce from being tied up here.
Let's make some strange bounces happen.
Well, we're ready to bounce the ball here to start this second half of play. It'll be Eisenhower with the kickoff, and our kickoff is brought to you by Swoboda Photography, creating a custom boutique experience on location or at their studio in Leavenworth. Call 509-888-6654. And the kickoff handled here by the Cadets will come to the back line, and a very busy lady in that first half. Madison Pitharoulis had it momentarily. Up the far sideline it goes. I think it went out of bounds. The official says yes, it did, as Natalie Rodriguez couldn't quite get to it. So it'll be Eastmont ball to start here at midfield on throw-in far sideline. It comes into Miller. Nice job of stopping and then turning and then feeding with the approach. Shot on goal for Eastmont, but right there is the goalkeeper, Alyssa Padilla. So quickly Eastmont, as they started the first half of the game with a shot, and there should have been a handball called there. The official will let it play. As Eisenhower tries on the attack here, as Penelope Juarez lost the footing of it, but it will be picked up by a cadet over there far side as Pitharoulis will come up with it. Now a little push over there, and it's going to be a free kick here for Eisenhower. And Pitharoulis knocked down on the far side on the defensive play over there for Eastmont.
A little payback from the first half. Maybe.
Yeah, I think so. Kiana Carson with the goal in the first half. Whistled for the foul there for Eastmont. So Pitharoulis with the boot far side, and she can get this one on goal from that far out. Whistle sounds. Everybody is set. And here she comes. The right-footed boot ricochets around, and that's where you can get that dangerous bounce, and it's still alive here for Eisenhower. Eastmont finally gets a foot to it. And we're going to get another push maybe called against Eastmont, so another free kick for Eisenhower, and a little dangerous here, Matt.
This is a really dangerous spot if you're Eastmont. That ball comes, it's almost the perfect spot for a free kick.
Penelope Juarez had the foot for a moment on the ball, and then she was pushed from behind by the Wildcats. And so coming over to do the free kick is Sierra Stout this time. She's been handling most of the throw-in duties, and now she will be point blank here at about 10 yards out from the goal. Near side. And Stout with the right foot. High kick goes to the weak side post. Ball battled around there, and Eastmont will just kick it out of bounds as Kiana Carson plays the defense. Well, Eisenhower had the body there. The ball just a little bit too high.
Yeah, Eastmont did well to get that ball out of there. Definitely, I would have thought I would have seen more Eisenhower numbers in there. They don't have anything to lose. Might as well throw some more bodies up in that box.
Eastmont picks off the throw-in here on the far side, and another handball I think could have been called there, and it is whistled. So it'll be an Eastmont free kick near midfield as the Wildcats come sprinting up into the Eisenhower end of things. And the right-footed boot ahead. Chandler is there in the vicinity, but a nice job by Padilla to come all the way out to the top of the box and collect that ball. Padilla a little shorter on the kick there on the punt of the ball, and trying to split the defenders for Eastmont was Cheyenne Chang. She tumbles down and the whistle comes, and so a free kick for Eastmont as Maria Mendoza will handle the obligations just on the Ike side of the midfield stripe. And again, Padilla comes out quickly and fields that ball. It was a little bit too far in front.
Yeah, a little direct. You want to place that ball a little bit more towards the corner of the penalty box. It's a little little more difficult to gauge if you're a goalkeeper.
Ball ricochets off of Jaden Brown, who was trying to make an approach there. It'll come back towards midfield where Eastmont will collect it. And again, Mendoza with it. She'll chip it ahead. There was a little hesitation there. Now Conorick with it. She'll kick it across, and there to cover is Padilla.
Right idea. Decent defending. I mean, just enough of a bump to throw Conorick off her step there. Not enough to result in a foul, but just enough to affect that.
Well, and Eisenhower has shown that they're not shy about being physical out there, and really not in a over-aggressively, foul-wise, but just enough to let you know, hey, we're here to play. Chip ahead, and they tried to triangle it there, but it is knocked out of bounds here near side by Eisenhower. So a throw-in for Eastmont as Tess Sparks will toss it in and gets it into Conorick. Conorick with a defender right on her will chip it across to herself. Nice job of moving through the defense. Now a chip ahead to Brown. Brown with a right foot. Header attempt goes off a hand. Still loose out front. Left foot. No, it will not go. Chance for Kiana Carson to collect her second of the game. Does not happen. Alyssa Padilla with the coverage.
Great job by the keeper there. That just stuck to her legs. That's a tough ball to grab onto.
Little misdirection here for Chandler. She'll chip it ahead, but again, too far out in front of Miller. So it'll be another collection here for Padilla. But again, Eastmont, here we are in the 46th minute, and I've got them for 3 shots on goal already in this second half. Cadets trying to counter here as Womack had it on the far side, and Eastmont again, defense is just stout. Crossing pass on the near side, booted away, and as we mentioned in that first half, Matt, the defenders for Eisenhower just don't seem like they want to dribble it. They just want to get it out.
Yeah, they don't look too confident on that ball there. But they're doing a good job of just clearing the ball. But it's hard to build up an attack if you can't possess the ball.
So the ball will go across the end line from Chandler and will be a goal kick here for Eisenhower. As Bueno, looks like she's the one that's going to handle the duties, or no, it is Valerie Lopez. So Lopez up the far side, and Eisenhower nearly kicked it out of bounds. Eastmont again, nice job. Jaden Brown stepping in front. Here's a pass and cross in the middle, but a little bit too far in front. Chang will collect it outside the 35-yard line. And now Eastmont just showing the wheels here as Conorick chases that ball down. Body on the ground for Eisenhower. Chang is there. Chang heads up, looks at the defender coming out on her, and then just dribbles with her feet nicely. Gets it back to a teammate as Tess Sparks had it, then to Chang. Chang, it seems every time she touches the ball, she's got 2 white jerseys all around her, and now we got to get a bump at midfield, and they're going to say it's on Eastmont. 2 players going for the ball. Eastmont colliding, as it looked like it was Chandler colliding with Natalie Rodriguez. It'll be a free kick here for Eisenhower.
Yeah, I think Chandler just had a little bit too much of her back on that one instead of shoulder to shoulder.
Valerie Lopez will be the one to boot it here at midfield as they direct traffic in front of her. Right-footed kick is ahead. Will go off of the foot of Natalie Rodriguez and go all the way out of bounds, and will be a throw-in opportunity here for Eastmont. Near sideline is where it will come in. A high pass in front, and again, Eisenhower just sedated to kick it out of bounds. Lizette Bueno booted it out on the near sideline. Alyssa Conorick will throw it in, and again, header out of bounds. So that seems to be the approach here for Eisenhower.
Yeah, it's hard to watch sometimes. Conorick much more active going forward in the second half so far. I think so far that's kind of the difference.
Conorick with a kick across, nearly centered, chasing it down far side, Kiana Carson, but then she lost the handle on it, and then falling down on a kick attempt on the far sideline. She was all by herself. I think they're going to say this is out of bounds. inbounds. We'll see. Meanwhile, substitution here for Eisenhower. Out of the contest will come Kennedy Leach. Trying to adjust my old eyes on the new number coming in. That's Emma Estrada who will come in. Meanwhile, throw in far sideline for Eastmont. A nice turn and pivot there for the Wildcats as they still maintain possession. In deep, crossing pass, and no one can get to it as it came out a little bit too far wide. But Conorick will chase it down here near sideline. It's nearly out of bounds, and they're going to say it does go out of bounds, so it'll be a throw in for Eisenhower. Well, Matt, you had two bodies right in front of the goal crease, just a little bit too strong and wide on that shot.
Kind of what haunted Wenatchee the other night.
Yeah.
They were just in a little bit too deep on that back post. You kind of want to draw a line, if you will, between the far post and across the penalty box to the 18, the corner of the 18, or if you will. So the corner of the 18 all the way across the goal mouth to the far post, and that line is kind of the line you want to see your runners come in on.
Okay. Miller out there working hard for Eastmont. A little push and shove going on. Excuse me, that was Kiana Carson over there. And I think they're going to say Carson a little bit too aggressive with the elbow there. So it is a foul called and a free kick for Eisenhower in the 51st minute of this one. Eastmont still on top, but just a 1-0 contest here. So we talked about funny bounces. If you're Eastmont, the further this game goes, the more nervous you become. Here's Stouts with the free kick. Comes out near midfield. Dribble attempt here near side, and a nice job by the defense coming over and swatting that one away from Emma Estrada was Cheyenne Chang. Throw in here on the near sideline by Brianna Rivera. Kick across, and it will rattle out towards midfield. Little chip attempt on a pass, a little bit too strong by Miller over Jaden Brown's head, and will go out of bounds again. Throw in near sideline by Brianna Rivera for Eisenhower. Chang picks it away. Then her pass in front. Miller with it, and I think they're going to call offsides here.
Yeah, a little offsides there. Not too bad, but
that was close.
Yep.
It was a good idea by the Wildcats on that approach. Little check pass by Jaden Brown to Miller, but just couldn't quite keep the momentum of the ball going in the right way before the body got in front. Eisenhower far side. Again, tried to get it towards the middle, but now we're going to get a whistle and a foul, and a card going to come out here. It will be a yellow card, and I think this is going to be whistled against Eisenhower's Penelope Juarez. I didn't see what happened there.
Yeah, I'm not sure. She's been pretty aggressive. It could be accumulation of fouls there that just added up.
Oh, that could be too. That could be too. So she'll have to come out with a yellow card. And a substitution also for Eastmont. Checking into the contest is Ellie Goulet. Her first action here for Eastmont. And the Wildcats with a free kick, and it gets ahead, and then a push from behind. Let's see if they're going to let him play it here. No whistle yet. And now nice centering shot, and just off the mark, bounces around. Chandler almost had the goal. It comes out towards midfield. My, oh my. Great attack for Eastmont. Bodies right where you want them. And now we're going to get another card coming out against Eastmont this time. It will be against the Wildcats. And this one will be whistled against Maria Mendoza.
I didn't see what happened there. Maybe breaking up a quick attack or something like that.
Could be. Could be. So she'll be replaced in the lineup here by Yasmin Abumano, who certainly contributed quickly in her first action of the first half. And now the free kick for Eisenhower will skip past everybody and go to the lady who hasn't had a lot of work here tonight, Cora Fry. Fry with the boot at midfield, and then it skips past everybody, and now here we go. Eastmont with the attack. Here's the shot, and Padilla comes out nicely and defends that one as Kiana Carson was smelling goal again. Going to get a whistle, and offside's going to be whistled against Eastmont, but holy cow. Another opportunity for the Wildcats, and they just can't cash in.
Yeah, definitely a coming of age night for
Padilla.
For Padilla, she's gotten quite the workout, quite a bit of reps tonight.
Well, and we've seen her get better and better and better, it seems, as the game progresses.
Yeah, more confident, more aggressive.
5 shots on goal unofficially here in the second half. That's 15 in the contest for Eastmont, and only 1 goal to show for it as they lead it 1-0 in the 55th minute here tonight at Wildcat Stadium. Chip ahead goes off the chest of Chang, and a little dancing of the feet over there by Ivete Peral. A little push and shove far side, and I think Eastmont's getting a little tired of the physicality of this game, so that might be why we're seeing some retaliation happening here in these scrums to get the ball. A turn and a whiz and a leg kick forward, and this one will be shot out of bounds. It'll be a corner kick for Eastmont. I think this is only our 3rd corner kick of the game.
And it looks like Eastmont's sending one more body into the attack than they have all night, also on the corner.
So let's see if I can get some glasses on our person that will do the duties over there. It will be Conorick. Alyssa Conorick will do the corner kick. Eastmont with Whitney Lane right there in the goal box. She got shoved into the net. Now the crossing to the weak side, and now Abumano with the boot, and we got a whistle even as she's kicking it. So offsides, I guess, against Eastmont here. That was a little awkward looking for the Wildcats.
Yeah, it was.
56th minute of this one. Big Nine Soccer tonight here on the NCWLIFE channel. Eastmont trying to improve to 2-0 in Big Nine play. Eisenhower trying to snap at least a 5-year drought against the Wildcats. 1-0 the score as we're ready for this free kick, and it comes from Sierra Stout, and again rejected by Eastmont as they'll quickly try to turn the tables again. Abumano with a crossing kick, but nobody there for Eastmont. Trying to track it down in the corner is Conorick. She will. She's got 2 bodies around her. Conorick bumped into there, and then it will go out of bounds off of the Wildcats and be a throw in here for Eisenhower. Good chase that time by Lizette Bueno for the Cadets to cause some problems. And Eastmont's attack goes awry this time around. Throw in near sideline, picked off by Chang. And she's been all over that ball tonight like Velcro. Nice back foot pass, but again, the approach by Carson off the mark. 6 shots on goal for Eastmont here in the second half, 21 in this contest. Chandler working hard at midfield, tumbles down on the play. Chang comes up with it near midfield. She'll pass it back to Sparks. Sparks will feed it ahead, but right to a Cadet, who then will rifle it back to Sparks. A little give and go here. And now Chandler lost the foot of it, and it will go into the Eastmont end, and 4 attackers there for the Cadets, and they'll kick it ahead, but an easy play back there by Cora Fry, who will pick it up and let people adjust themselves here in the 58th minute. Went off of a back of a Wildcat and then just staying with it. Nice job by Eastmont, and across, the ball knocked away, and then a left-footed kick is across just off the left side by Conorick. Well, Matt, you got to figure the law of averages are going to equal in your favor if you keep casting that ball towards the net.
Yeah, one of these times I think they're going to find it. They keep throwing it in there.
Good job of wrestling the ball away by Kiana Carson to help that thing get started at midfield. In fact, speaking of Carson, she's going to come out of the lineup right now. She's been huffing huffing and puffing out there, and she'll be replaced by Carissa Miller.
I think she took a little bit of a knock there and
I think
trying to catch her breath.
Yeah, it looks like she's got her right knee all taped up, and looks like she's a little wobbly there. So goal kick for the Cadets will be picked up by Ellie Goulet. First time she's touched the ball since she's been in the contest here. Far side it goes, and then a strange kick, and they're just going to say that was out of bounds before the Cadets over there. Natalie Rodriguez got a foot to it, but what's the thought anyway of kicking it into Eastmont's end with nobody there?
I don't really know.
just get it out of here.
Yeah, I think
go back to that hot potato.
Sometimes players don't really want to touch the ball. They just want to be part of the action.
And here's a kick ahead and goes past everybody right into the hands of Alyssa Padilla. We will not count that as a shot on goal. Whitney Lane with the boot there. Ball comes near midfield, and Eastmont approached, but missing it was Carson. But back there again, that Red Sea, as we described it, Riley Fisher and company back there, and Eastmont's been stalwart on defense on the back line. Substitution here for the Wildcats. Jaden Brown will come back in, and out comes Whitney Lane, who touched it a couple of times with her feet out there. And now it'll be a throw-in far sideline by the Cadets here in the 60th minute. And we had a body go down and a whistle comes. Let's see what they're going to call here.
A little bit of a collision between two players back there.
Rodriguez over there for the Cadets. I can't see who that Wildcat is over there. The center referee, Jaime Abarca, comes over to do a little preventative officiating. This ball gets past everybody, but then slips out of the hands momentarily. Frightening moment for Cora Fry.
I think she's had some dust accumulate on those gloves.
A punt by her up towards midfield, headed around, and now the Cadets again just trying to get it out of their end however they can. A boot ahead by Chang will trickle all the way past the inline. It'll be a goal kick here for the Cadets. Reminder, we're coming to you from Eastmont High School tonight on the NCWLIFE channel. Our broadcast brought to you by the Windmill Restaurant of Wenatchee, priding itself on being a local legend for 80 years. The Windmill features slow roasted prime rib, highest quality hand-cut steaks, and fresh seafood. Homemade dressings and pies are made daily and are the mainstay of this legendary landmark restaurant. Windmill has a full bar and excellent selection of beer and wine from which to choose. Call the Windmill at 665-9529, 665-9529. Here's Chandler sizing it up with a right-footed, good idea. Tried to creep it in from up high, but the ball goes just over the crossbar. And a missed opportunity. That's 8 shots on goal unofficially for Eastmont here in the second half. Alyssa Padilla will track this one down. Meanwhile, substitution for Eisenhower. Out of the contest, Kennedy Leach. And back in is Emma Estrada for the Cadets. And the goal kick rooted away by Alicia Montano. And then furthered into the Eastmont end. And just a wild, wicked right foot by Natalie Rodriguez will ricochet off of a Wildcat and go out of bounds on the far side. So an inbounds throw over there. Comes in, and we're going to get a little push called on Eastmont. So a free kick here, interesting, from just outside the 35-yard line on our football surface here. So what is that, 42 yards away will be the free kick for Eisenhower. It has been Stout that's been doing it, and it is Sierra Stout over there. As she'll approach, right foot into it, and it will be headed right there by Eastmont. Back it comes out to the 30, and then wildly booting and kind of missing on that one, whiffing on that one was Penelope Juarez. Or excuse me, Caitlin Leach. And Eastmont with the ball now. Feet ahead, now just the race for the Wildcats, but Padilla will come out and softly field that one at the top end of the box. Eastmont not for a lack of opportunities here in this one. See if they can gather another one up as we're in the 64th minute. Wildcats clinging to a 1-0 lead here. Cadets had the ball deep in Eastmont territory with a couple of shots on goal in this second half, but nothing to show for it. The ball got out of bounds here, and rather than a throw in, they're going to say a foul, so a free kick here for Eisenhower. Small crowd gathered here tonight at Wildcat Stadium. We'll be back here again tomorrow night for high school football on Hall of Fame night as Eastmont will play host to Ellensburg in a non-league game. Be sure and join us for all the play-by-play, myself along with Grant Olson tomorrow night here on the NCWLIFE channel. Did that go off a face? If it wasn't a face.
Off her face. Yeah, that's tough. I'd be on the ground right now.
Mendoza, or excuse me, no, it was, Mendoza for Eastmont. They had that ball go off of her face.
Like right to the nose.
Ouch.
I'd be crumpled in the corner.
Yeah, tough to see after that. Now here's a left-footed boot for Eastmont, and right there again, Padilla. The shot attempt by Jaden Brown. 9 shots on goal here in the second half for Eastmont, and nada to show for it. Kind of a sideways kick ahead, and Padilla again just extending herself beyond that net behind her in the 65th minute comes up with it. A little bit of a change on her punch out of the goal here in the second half. The first half she was just booting them high and deep. Now she stayed low, and this one is in for Eastmont from way outside. 17 yards away for the Wildcats. And give them a goal, and finally they find the back of the net. We talked about the fact that eventually it would go in, and this time it's in for Carissa Miller.
A little mistake there by the keeper, just out a little bit too far. I don't think she was expecting a shot. I think she was expecting more of a cross, and caught it, came in behind her. Great shot.
Nice one, bending that in for Carissa Miller, and Eastmont extends the lead to 2-0, and a little breathing room here.
A little breathing room, I'm sure. Eastmont, as a coach, I cringe when they're trying to do the same thing to our keeper here, and Cora not going to be fooled.
Well, that was a heck of a boot from outside by Sierra Stout, I believe, over there.
Yeah, she got a leg on that one.
She did. That Eastmont's Cora Fry able to defend that one. Yeah, we'll definitely call that a shot on goal for Eisenhower. So that gives them 3 here in the second half. And here we go again for Eastmont in an attempt from the right side by Alyssa Konarick. And off the mark it goes. Eastmont now with 11 shots here in the second half. So 2-0 is our score. Eastmont on top over Eisenhower in the 67th minute. Again, Carissa Miller with the goal. Kiana Carson scored the first one. Carissa Miller with the second here tonight in the second half. It came in the 66th minute. We're now in the 67th, and here's another approach by Eastmont. Bodies in front. Collision occurs. The goalkeeper goes down. No whistle coming. Clean play. And meanwhile, the ball squirts up the far sideline. So now the Cadets with another attempt at an approach here. They've got a 4-on-5. A chip ahead, but Eastmont will track this one down. Good volley here. Back and forth it goes, and it will go out of bounds, and they're going to say this is off of Eastmont. Giving chase for the Cadets was Emma Estrada. As back there, Jaden Brown was trying to keep things in order for the Wildcats. Brianna Rivera will now have the throw-in. Her throw-in comes in, and then a right-footed boot to it by Natalie Rodriguez, kind of off the mark and squirrel sideways. Battle out near the 30-yard line now for the ball as it's loose, and Eastmont does a nice job of getting in the middle of the passing lanes there to chip this one ahead back into the Cadet end, and it will just be scorched out of bounds. And again, Matt, you have 4 bodies on your side back there against 2 red jerseys, kicking it out of bounds. I just don't understand that necessarily.
When you're down 2 goals this late in the
second half. You can't do that.
But you're giving a possession away there.
And if Eastmont was not so nice, they would have taken a little bit more time getting that ball in, too.
Sure. Leading at 2-0 here with the 69th minute ticking away on this one tonight on the NCWLIFE channel. Pass across over for Rodriguez. Rodriguez has Abumano chasing her down. The ball deflected away, and Mendoza will come up with it and then off to Abumano. Boy, she must be left-footed because her left foot is just stellar.
Yeah, it's just cocked and loaded. She's ready to pull that trigger.
Yeah. If I had better ears, I could probably hear the molecules being squished inside that ball as she puts a foot to it.
I'm pretty sure I heard it whimper a little earlier.
She hang with it now for Eastmont to feet ahead and chested there, bodies around, and the Cadets will stand in front.
There's definitely a few players out here tonight that if soccer doesn't work out for them, there might be some place on the place kicking team.
Yeah, I think so. That American football might be in the future. Ball squirts up the far sideline. Abumano is there. The Cadets come over, and it goes out of bounds, and I think this is out to Eisenhower. Now in the 70th minute of this one, substitution for Eastmont. Back into the contest for the Wildcats comes Kiana Carson. She will replace Jaden Brown, and a chance for us to remind you that our broadcast brought to you by the Alignment Pros and Express Lube. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube, including front and four-wheel alignment online at alignpros.com or at 182 Eastmont Avenue. Also by Automoca. What's your Automoca emergency? Visit one of their 6 locations in the valley, including the only Automoca, and with inside seating. That's on 5th Street across from Wenatchee Valley College. It got cold the other night.
I was shivering after the game during that post-game interview.
On Tuesday night, I was doing the camera up top, and I was certainly glad I had a sweatshirt with me because it got chilly. I heard last night up on Badger, we got down to 34 degrees at some of the houses up there. So fall is definitely in the air.
Good camping weather.
Yeah. Now if we can only have a campfire, we're still going to have to wait for a while on that. Things still awfully dry in the forests of north central Washington. Little ricochet ball up the far sideline. Again, a left foot put to it. I think that was Abumano again, but Padilla goes over, gets the ball, and then is run into and falls down. Collision between 3 bodies over there. Padilla, awfully stout of stature. She's able to withstand that one here in the 71st minute. Eastmont, again, the defenders just right where they need to be, it seems, every time the Cadets come down. Here's a nice lead pass up the near side by Conorick. Conorick in the corner with a crossing pass, but the Cadets step in front. Nice job defending that one by Eisenhower. We saw that quite a bit in the first half, Matt, where Eastmont had one opportunity after another.
Yeah. Well, Eastmont's got some athletic girls that are getting down that side, and they've got a really, really good cross.
Chang will feed it back here near side to Sparks. Sparks with a lead ahead. Squirts between a leg. There's Miller with the shot right at Padilla, who swallows it up.
You're running out of space there for your tallies for shots.
12 in this half, 22 shots on goal in the contest here for Eastmont. Of course, unofficially here on the NCWLIFE channel, with my hash marks here on the page in front of me here in the 73rd minute officially, as time winds down in this one. Eastmont with a 2-0 lead thanks to a goal in the 9th minute by Kiana Carson, and then in the 66th minute by Carissa Miller. By the way, we're going to be down on the field for our post-game show. We'll be joined by Aaron Radall, the head coach for Eastmont, to talk about this one. And if things remain equal, she'll be smiling. I don't know if we'll get her to dance on camera or not.
Maybe we'll have to trick her. I swear the camera's not on.
Yeah, no, No, you got time to do it during this commercial break. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Maybe we get Dance Creations to sponsor the next.
There we go. There we go. I still like your guys' idea from the other night about the windmill catering the press box.
That's right.
I think we got to make that happen before the season's over.
I totally agree.
Lead pass ahead is going to be an attempt over there, I think, by Abumanu. That's a long way from where we are to see that with the naked eye, and yes, it is.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Impressive that I could see that, or impressive that no. Well, I kind of know where she's been.
It's just all kind of blurry for me.
Oh, there's a push from behind. We're going to get a free kick here as it went tumbling to the ground, did Chandler.
And I'm sitting on a yellow too.
Surprised that was not a yellow card there.
I think he doesn't want to give her a red.
Penelope Juarez with the aggressive shove from behind, and maybe exacerbated by the long ponytail of Chandler. It made it look possibly worse than it was. Now here's the kick. It ricochets off of one body, gets past the goaltender, but will go just left.
Corner.
Uh-oh. We've got an injury here for Eastmont. Alyssa Konarick, who kicked that ball, has come up, and she can't put any weight on her right foot. This is not good. And I don't think that's a cramp. I think that's something possibly a little more than that. So she's replaced in the lineup here as I'm trying to find who came in. I think Jaden Brown came in for her. And we hope that's just a cramp. She comes near side. Meanwhile, corner kick comes in. Eastmont with the chance, still with the ball at feet, and then Padilla will just scoop it up there. Matt, we talked about this before in games. When you practice and you pepper the goalkeeper with practice shots and you kick it right at him, is there a tendency to kick it right at him in the game sometimes?
Yes, definitely. The keepers come out and they make themselves big. They're a target. The kind of the last thing is your eyes are drawn to the keeper. It's hard sometimes not to shoot right at the keeper. Right. That's a target. It just takes, even the best players will do it. The best players in the world. The only thing I can think of is just over and over and over and over repetition, simulating that shot under pressure without a whole lot of time to think.
Well, and I'm a hunter and I'm an archery person, and you aim small, miss small is the idea, is the focus. So instead of seeing that very large goal mouth, should you just concentrate on one part of that so that you're aiming at that very small piece so you miss small? I don't know if that applies or not, but and of course,
not necessarily.
Having a soccer ball come off your foot is not an exact science necessarily for most people.
It's repetition. It's being able to think and do it at the same time. Where's the keeper going, and knowing where the space is, and then trying to put the ball at that space.
Yeah, angles. Throw in here near sideline in the 77th minute of this one. Miller crosses over to Abumanu. A 2-on-3 here for Eastmont. Abumanu will wait for some help, and her foot into the ball ricochets off a Cadet. Let's see if Eastmont can maintain possession. They will not, as it will come out towards midfield. So barring an absolute collapse here, it looks like Eastmont's going to get their second victory in the Big Nine season tonight, as we're just in the closing 3 minutes or so of this one. But again, we'll be down on the field for our post-game show here on the NCWLIFE channel, so be sure and hold on for that. Mentioned more football coming up tomorrow night. Here's a shot from way outside, and nearly was able to carry that one in for Eastmont, and I believe that was Mendoza with the shot.
I think that was just a cramp in a Conrex's Achilles. Okay. So she's up and moving around and sort of stretching it out.
I just didn't want to see her foot dangling there.
The way she was moving initially, to me, it looked like she might have
tore her Achilles or something like that,
or rolled her ankle or something like that. Yeah.
But that's good to hear. And a Cadet there tripped over the midfield stripe. And so a little pushing and shoving going on. So it'll be a free kick for Eastmont. I've seen a lot of shoes being tied out here tonight, Matt. Have they not learned the granny knot?
Not too sure.
So the free kick here by Mendoza, a lead ahead. Eastmont has numbers, and boy, I don't know. There was a lot of playing of the person and not the ball there necessarily by the defense, but they're going to say it's a goal kick for the Cadets. Jaden Brown was there and had Alicia Montano alongside her. Or maybe that was Valerie Lopez back there. Whatever the case. Goes awry for Eastmont, but the Wildcats yet another chance. Boy, Chang certainly can control that ball well. Now to Chandler. Chips it to herself. Looking. Now coming back to her left. Will try an attempt, but this one will go well wide. And another goal kick for Eisenhower as the clock has stopped at 78, so we're in the final moments of this one. We have had a little injury timeout here in the second half, so maybe a little added time, maybe 30 seconds or so is all.
Might be the point in the game where you just take the ball to the corner and try and sit on it for a while and let that clock run. Play it long back, ball back to Cora, let her play around with it for a while.
Ball at midfield right now.
No need to press for one more and just get your team stretched out.
Right. Picked away there by Juarez for the Cadets. She along with Pitharulis, who we haven't heard from a lot here in the second half. Juarez will get it up and then chasing back there for Eastmont, and a nice job of pulling that ball away was Tess Sparks, but then give it right back. Centering pass was deflected off of a Wildcat, and we got to be in the closing seconds of this one.
Just blast it towards that corner and sit on it now.
Here's the route by Chandler. Padilla will come up and curl over the top of that one. And she had a Wildcat right in her face in the form of Jaden Brown. Her punt out to midfield. And yeah, I think I would just turn around and kick this one back to my keeper. Goes out of bounds on the far side. So a throw-in opportunity for Eisenhower in the closing moments of this one. So we'll be downfield side and talk to Aaron Radall, who can't have the closing seconds of this one go quick enough, and the whistle finally sounds, and that one is in the books, and the Eastmont Wildcats continue their domination of Eisenhower by winning this one 2-0 with 23 shots on goal unofficially here tonight. Kiana Carson, Carissa Miller coming up with the goals for the Wildcats in a 2-0 victory. We'll head down field side and talk to the coach about this one as we come back here from Wildcat Stadium. You've been watching Big Nine Soccer on the NCWLIFE channel. We're back with more after this.
Meinen Zylinder überschwingt. Flute, ich habe mein Fugen verloren.
Keine Sorge.
Global Car Care. We speak your car's language.
Franzlusen. You.
Well, I got a leaky transmission, my head gasket's shot, and I could use some new brake pads.
That dog don't hunt.
Global Car Care. We speak your car or truck's language.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
Where will you be a year from now? You could be working as a medical assistant. The Charter College Medical Assistant Certificate Program gets you work ready in 10 months. Add 5 more months to earn an associate degree. We prepare you with hands-on training and support you after graduation with job search help and interview skills. Institutionally accredited by the Accrediting Bureau of Health Education Schools, Charter has been training healthcare professionals for more than 30 years. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
Walkabout Grill, open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner in downtown Wenatchee and now downtown Leavenworth, where eating out is eating healthy.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
Thanks for watching sports on the NCWLIFE channel. Brought to you by One Way Construction, premier custom home builders and construction company for North Central Washington, including general contracting, framing, concrete, and consulting services. OneWayConstructionNW.com. The Fireplace Guys, Central Washington's most trusted names in fireplace and barbecue sales, installation, and service. Located at 1205 Walnut Street, Wenatchee. TheFireplaceGuy.net. And Beneficial In-Home Care, your compassionate in-home care provider. All the benefits of assisted living while remaining within the comfort of your own home.
Wildcats knock off the Eisenhower Cadets by a final of 2-0, and talking with Aaron Radall, the head coach for Eastmont. Well, I've got you for 23 shots on goal. This could have been much worse tonight, but, well, not for a lack of effort on trying to get that goal in the net.
I know. Guess what we're working on at practice tomorrow? We're going to do some finishing drills. No, the girls looked good. We got a little complacent there about halfway through the first, but had a good talk at half, and they came back, and, yeah, finished strong. So that's all you want.
What was the attack? It seemed we were talking as the game progressed. I mean, first 3 minutes you had 3 shots on goal. I mean, that was a pretty aggressive approach.
It was. I think the girls were pretty hyped up after our halftime talk. They were definitely ready to get out there and try to get at least another one up on the board. Yeah, they were excited for it.
It seems like things changed a little bit tonight in your attack as it came so easy, and Ike was inviting you to kind of play over the top. They were playing a really high line of confrontation there, and you kind of became a little bit one-dimensional and going over the top there. How did you tell your girls to rein it in and maybe change that up a little bit?
Well, in the first half, their defense was playing fairly deep, and then their keeper was playing pretty high. And so to get a through ball in that space, it's going to be too tough. So we were really trying to just connect our passes and really build the attack rather than sending those through balls. We hit the corners where there's space rather than in front there. And yeah, then they ended up playing a little bit higher, so then those through balls started working. So, yeah.
2-0 in Big 9 play. I know you wanted to defend the home turf here tonight. Let's talk about your back line. I was impressed because I started calling them the Red Sea back there because it was red jerseys. That ball went in and just disappeared.
Yep, they did a heck of a job back there. Alyssa, she's a senior captain. She started back there for us. I would really like her a little bit more involved in the attack. So I actually pulled up Annalise from JV, and this was her first match that she's played at center back, that tall center back there, and she killed it. Then Riley Fisher on the left there. Riley, I love her. She's very unassuming. You don't even notice that she's there till all of a sudden it's like, oh, we have the ball again. Awesome. And then Tess Sparks had a heck of a game. Yeah, she's not afraid to head that ball no matter how high they're coming from. So yeah, no, they did awesome back there.
How's your health of the players going for us? Alyssa or Conrad come out a little bit?
Oh, I know, and I felt so bad. I initially just in soccer you see that move, and I thought it was her ankle, and she came off, and I was like, are you okay? And she goes, yeah, I have a cramp. And I go, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
And then immediately felt really bad that I had said, oh,
Yeah,
thank God, you have a crap. But no, we can work with that, like a roller and some bananas, and we'll be good. That'll be a lot easier than a broken ankle.
Yeah, and we initially thought, oh my gosh, maybe Achilles or something like that. So thankfully, not that.
It's a cramp. It's like, oh, that we can deal with that. Oh, thank God. But sorry, but
so no dance afterwards.
I'm not dancing.
All right. I had to ask. I didn't say
The camera's turned off right now, so you don't have to worry about that.
We will take one more break and come back and wrap it up here from Eastmont High School, where the Wildcats knock off the Cadets 2-0. We'll come back with our final segment right after this on the NCWLIFE channel.
Walkabout Grill, open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner in downtown Wenatchee and now downtown Leavenworth, where eating out is eating healthy.
You don't want to see this happen. It's the oil light on your car. Oil is the lube of life for your car's engine. At Alignment Pros and Express Lube, they pour the best oil your car deserves. Expect fast, friendly, superior service in a clean environment. They'll change your oil and perform a 21-point inspection while you enjoy the comfort of their amazing waiting room. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
One more time around here to Eastmont's Wildcat Stadium, where the Eastmont Wildcats knock off the Ike Cadets by a score of 2-0 tonight on goals in the 9th minute by Kiana Carson. I should have put my glasses on, Matt. And then in the 66th minute in the second half by Carissa Miller, thank you. And that was the scoring tonight as Eastmont, they outshot Eisenhower in the game 23-4 unofficially. And you talked about it during the contest. You put that many shots on goal and that many more than your opponent, chances are you're going to win.
Yeah, really high chance. Eastmont, it was a weird game for me, though. I mean, Eastmont pretty much dominated most facets of this game. 2 goals doesn't adequately reflect the game, though.
Yeah.
It's the way this lovely game is, though.
Well, speaking of which, we're going to have more soccer coming up next week here on the NCWLIFE channel. Eastmont, Wenatchee, we're looking forward to that one on Tuesday night at the Apple Bowl. I know that you and Sebastian will have the call of that one, and the way things are stacking up, it's going to be a fun one as always.
Yeah, I don't want to venture a winner of that game right now. They're both playing really well. It's going to be fun to watch.
And don't forget to join us tomorrow night here at Eastmont Wildcat Stadium, where we're going to have some football on Friday night under the lights as the Ellensburg Bulldogs will come calling on the 2-0 Eastmont Wildcats. And it's Hall of Fame night as well. We'll have the complete ceremony coming up at halftime tomorrow night. That's right here on the NCWLIFE channel. Again, the Eastmont Wildcats knock off the Cadets tonight from Eisenhower by a score of 2-0. Thanks to our whole broadcast crew for helping us here with the broadcast here tonight. For Matt and for Becca Freemuth back in the studios, also for Jessica Medina and for Marion Grandstrom and for Dan Kuntz. I'm Eric Grandstrom. Thanks for watching Eastmont Wildcat Soccer tonight on the NCWLIFE channel. Have a good night, everybody.
Thanks for watching High School Sports on the NCWLIFE channel. Tonight's broadcast was brought to you by Alignment Pros, Automoka, Color FX, Global Car Care, One Way Construction, and the Windmill Restaurant. NCWLIFE channel's coverage is also brought to you by Charter College and the Walkabout Grill. This concludes today's coverage of high school sports on your home for local sports, the NCWLIFE channel.